The truth is that phones have been around for a while, and at first no one seemed to think that they were bad, so what changed from the time of first generation phones to now?
Social media. So,
when asked to speak about a topic that was important to us all, we all agreed that we definitely need more conversation about why we can't get off social media these days.
And how this affects the self-esteem of those who can.
Together we sat down and interviewed 11 people to ask them about their addictions and self-esteem issues or lack thereof to understand what it does to us today as a society.
the people who you see being interviewed in this video are being asked these questions for the first time to be sure that their answers are as organic as possible.
Here are the people we interviewed, and these are their stories.
To start, in our paper, we talk about the mental effects of social media with Some and Ngame.
And Cassie and Matt. One of the most common effects being addiction. First, we asked, would you ever delete social media?
Basically, everyone said yes, they would. However, Some said no because of boredom.
I have.
I would delete social media.
Like stressors going on in my life, and I didn't want people on social media making things worse.
No.
I'd probably keep Snap around, just like I said, to contact people, talk to them.
I would be bored.
We were really curious to see if everyone thought they would have a social media addiction.
I think there's a real addiction to social media. Like everywhere you go, you always see people on their phone.
You go through Instagram, and you go through Snapchat, and you go through Facebook, and you like put your phone and you're like, okay, I've gone through everything. Then you're like, wait, what's new on Instagram?
Can't really get off of it without checking something.
People can't go like a day without going on social media.
You expect there to be constantly new things, and so you're always on it trying to find the new things.
For other people, I do believe it's very easy to give it up.
Do you think there's a social media addiction today?
Social media is everywhere. It's the epitome of news sources today for the next generations. We literally promote our username handles to gain on the social climb. Next, we asked, what do you think about Instagram reportedly taking off the seeing the likes function?
I think it's a good thing, but like some other people would think it's a bad thing because
We go on social media to feel validated about our life, and then it's like you don't know if people are seeing it, you don't know if people are actually like thinking about you.
I do like that I can see that, but I don't really need it.
I feel like you can't really like make everyone happy.
Some think that liking a photo means validation, but others do not see the reality as a deal breaker.
Influencers are so prevalent in today's society because we look up to them for advice and popularity. How do you think influencers control social media?
They influence a lot of people, like, oh, I like this, so you have to like this. And it's like very prevalent in your face, like they're posting about it all the time.
Whatever influencer put out on their social media, like their fans or whoever like looks up to them will like want to be like them.
They pretty much, whoever posts something, they decide what's going to be popular because they have a fan base.
Has a certain concept and they teach them like about loving yourself.
The next question is, does social media make you happy?
Overall, the answers were yes.
I would say yes.
Sometimes. I mean, I guess it's not so much like the platform itself versus, someone shares something heartfelt or heartwarming.
At times when they feel lonely, they can go on social media and look at the videos that make them laugh. People see social media as a comfort, so whenever they feel sad or lonely or whatever, they turn to social media.
Maybe not the app, but the fact that they've found somebody they can connect with, that they can always talk to, that is there for them, is what makes them happy.
Last we asked the interviewees, when do you think the social media is heading in the future?
I think it's going to remain a big prevalence in today's day and age and in the future as well.
I think it's going to control a lot more people's lives than it does nowadays if it keeps heading the way that it is.
Technology is becoming more developed and more advanced, so in the future, I think it's going to take over more people's life.
Technology is increasingly developing, so yeah, people think social media is heading to control today's society.
Moving on, another topic on our research paper was how social media affected the users physically. I interviewed my good friends Olivia, Cassandra, and Jeremy regarding their opinions and how it affected them. I got straight to the point and asked them the first yet very important question. Do you think social media affects your self-esteem? And this is what Olivia and Cassandra had to say.
I think social media is mostly a negative effect on everyone's self-esteem.
Yes, most definitely. I think it does.
I think we all do our fair share of comparing our lives to other people's lives.
I definitely find myself scrolling through social media, comparing myself to the people that I see on my feed.
And like, oh, well, they're doing so much better than me. They've got this and they're traveling here and I didn't do that.
Not feeling the best about myself because I feel that someone, I don't like, looks better than me, like, you know, wears better clothes, like dresses better.
We are not new to the idea of beauty standards set by social media and how it can affect everyone's self-esteem. So I asked them, how do social media beauty standards in today's world affect you?
Personally, I don't think it affects me that much because I'm not that into makeup and I don't really care to be into like that makeup and beauty.
I won't sit here and say that I feel like put down by those people.
Well, they don't really.
Seeing what everyone does and how it makes them feel better about themselves.
But I can definitely see how they would impact people, like all these people that spend, hours doing their makeup on these videos, and then a lot of people think that they have to match that standard every single day, and it's kind of unrealistic.
Beauty-wise and beauty industry-wise, I think the beauty industry and social media is really toxic. It's just not something that I would personally want to get involved in because there's a lot of criticism around it.
As a result of some people on social media having a huge following, I asked them if they believe that people are becoming more narcissistic as a result of social media.
Probably in short, yes.
I think some people kind of are.
Yes and no.
If you have people hyping you up all day long, like, yeah, like if you post a picture in a bikini and you get 2 million likes on it, like you're gonna feel a little bit better than if you post a picture in a bikini and got 2 likes on it, you know?
I think that a lot of people's egos are probably fueled by social media.
It kind of just depends on who you are as a person outside of social media.
Also, I think that it can go in the opposite way and make people, like, put people in their place or make them realize that, no, like, I'm not the person that, like, I think I am, and maybe it, like, humbles them a little bit more.
I was also curious about their own opinions about social media trends and how it affects their lifestyle.
I'd say that I probably do follow.
Typically don't affect my lifestyle directly that much.
Trends on social media become like a norm, I guess, in society and become like what a lot of people do. So I think I find myself doing those things that other people are doing, whether I'd like to think so or not.
I guess they kind of affect everyone because fast fashion is a thing.
It kind of like gives me ideas, but it also kind of like sets expectations for what I think I need to do.
Yeah, I definitely think they have a huge impact on not just me, but I think a lot of people, because a lot of people look at what other people are doing on social media and feel that they have to do what they're doing, wear what they're wearing, act how they're acting. And I'm definitely like guilty of that as well, whether I'm consciously aware of it or not.
Of course, I had to ask the question, in your opinion, what are the most positive and what are the most negative impacts of social media? They all said that positive-wise, there's a lot of connection that comes with social media.
Positives?
You can connect with people who you otherwise wouldn't be connected to.
Like social connections, like social, it's so easy to connect with people over social media.
There is a lot of connection that comes with social media that you wouldn't get without it. So people who are starting up or people who do need a little confidence boost, I feel like it is a community in which you can find other people to appreciate your work and your effort.
Negative way, I feel like you're constantly comparing yourself to them and maybe feeling like you're not as pretty as them, you don't look like them, but you wish you would.
Setting unrealistic standards for people and like people comparing themselves to things that they otherwise wouldn't be able to, kind of like hurting their self-image.
Those people that are super full of themselves and do everything in their lives for clout and kind of like get a big following and then maybe don't live the best lifestyle for the people that are influenced by their following. Like I know the beauty industry has a lot of very young viewers, and I think some people that are in the beauty industry and in the thick of it forget that like they've got 12-year-olds watching their videos too. So like maybe talking about your latest hookup every 2 days isn't something you want to tell 12-year-olds about.
It takes away from like social interactions, and I feel that a lot of people have limited social interactions and their social skills aren't as good as they probably were years ago when social media wasn't as impactful as it is today.
For my last question, I had to ask what one aspect of social media would they change?
Making it more about connecting with people rather than like liking things and commenting on things.
Probably to be more targeted towards what the influencer intends their following to be.
I would probably prevent negative content from being uploaded.
There could be influencers out there who are 25 years old living it up in LA who have 12-year-olds from Chicago following them, so their lifestyles are very different. So just having that control of like who is viewing your things and who is not, and like who you're influencing, I guess, I feel like that would be a more positive flip side, so that you wouldn't be influencing people that you didn't intend to give that advice to.
Social media should be a positive platform for everyone, including yourself. Just not being allowed to post any negative viewpoints, anything that's going to bring anyone else down or make you feel or look superior to others. So yeah, just stick to positive content and what's best for everyone.
I noticed another self-esteem issue caused by social media, and it's not talked about very often. Many people feel discouraged about their own work ethic when comparing themselves to others who post about their work life. So I sat down with Lauren Rodriguez, a current college student striving towards becoming a grade school teacher, Hannah Chapman, a local makeup artist striving for a career in the beauty industry, Shane McPeak, an aspiring graphic designer, and Piper Kelly, the US's #1 speed climber. And I asked them all how social media affected their work ethic. While it's widely known that people typically only post the good things on social media, it doesn't change the fact that as an individual, you are continually seeing the success of other people while knowing the boring reality of your own life. I wanted to know how it made them feel. All agreed that it could be discouraging.
I think seeing the constant success of people on social media kind of like
can make you feel like you're not doing enough, and like you're constantly trying to like achieve something that's like unattainable.
I know there's hard things about being on social media, but I think that the way that those people got their money was fast and easy.
All but Piper, who has been actively immersed in her career unlike the other interviewees.
My Instagram is rock climbing. That's what I use my Instagram for. That's what I'm seeing on my feed. So most of the time when I see people like posting about winning stuff, yeah, if I just like didn't win stuff for a long time, I might feel bad, but most of the time it motivates me.
I also wanted to know if social media influenced their passions in any ways. Hannah said it best.
I don't think social media really influences my passions, but I think it can affect like how much you like something or what you like based off of like what's popular.
So what does that mean in regards to the dream jobs that each of these individuals are pursuing? Would they still want these jobs if social media wasn't a factor? I found unsurprisingly that if social media wasn't integrated into career, then it didn't have much of an impact.
I think that my dream job would still be my dream job because I want to be a teacher. I've had teachers in my life, literally most of my life.
But the careers that did changed the attitudes of the interviewees.
I don't think my dream job would be a job if there wasn't social media.
Probably not. At least they wouldn't be as big as one market.
With any sport, it probably would be harder without social media, but especially rock climbing because we don't have we're not on TV and stuff yet because it's a small enough sport that the only, with sponsors, the promotion they're getting is through social media. So if there wasn't that, then there'd definitely be fewer professional rock climbers.
I like to deal with Photoshop design, stuff like that, create logos for companies. And social media definitely makes that market a lot bigger, a lot more opportunity to find jobs and network.
Lauren explained, however, that social media did influence how people felt about their supposed dream jobs because of how they are perceived online.
For maybe a different position in the work field, that would probably be if I was a different person, I'd do that because of social media, because of how social media makes certain jobs look.
To wrap it up, I was blunt, and I asked them, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being mostly discouraging and 10 being mostly motivational, how they felt that social media impacted their work ethic.
I'd probably say a 6.
7.
7.
I feel like I'm a positive person in general, so when I see things happening in other people's lives, it makes me feel happy for them. It makes me think that things are possible, and it makes me want to try to make things happen in my own life as opposed to feeling bad.
I mean, it can motivate you to get money and then buy something you're really proud of and show it off on social media.
I see how successful people are on social media and what I want to do, and so that makes me want to work work harder or like try.
Maybe social media would make me want to be healthier, or have different friends, or put myself in a different situation, or maybe even live in a different city, but not like my career.
Like right now I'm like injured in rock climbing, so I'm seeing like these people like winning comps, and like right now I'm feeling kind of bad about it because like it makes me psyched, so I want to train and like do that, and then I'm like I can't because I'm injured, so then it makes me feel bad.
But I don't think it completely is like the only thing that drives me.
But in general, I think my mindset is pretty like positive, so that's my good motivation.
Our conclusion for this information is in today's society, social media plays a large character in people's confidence in everyday life, both positively and negatively.
However, we should remember that there was a time before social media.
There was a time where people lived without their phone in their hand.
A time where beauty standards were attainable.
And a time where a person's value was based on their effort, not a like.
And addictions were not as easily accessible in our hands.
Take a moment to clear your mind and ask yourself, are the standards I am setting for myself my own standards? Or are they someone else's? Am I addicted to social media?
Make yourself a part of a change.
A change of which we value ourselves and others based on the content of their character.
Not visual appeal.
Thank you!